Hello students, welcome to section 3.1, Compound Inequalities. So let's start with learning targets. I can solve compound inequalities, and also by the end of the class I am able to graph compound inequalities. So let's start with one definition. A compound inequality is an inequality with two or more inequalities joined by, okay, this is important, joined by or sometimes it could be and. Okay, and we'll talk about the difference soon. So we have two types of inequalities, okay, or and. So there are two types of compound inequalities. So let's take a look at example number 1. Okay, the example we gave you, we have -1 is less than x plus 2 and is less than 5. This is a little bit different than what we learned in Unit 1, because in Unit 1 we only had the less symbol listed once. So in this case, how else can we read this? We can also read this way. X plus 2 is greater than -1 and x plus 2 is less than 5. So example number 1 will be and, because we have x plus 2 between two numbers, between -1 and 5. Okay, so how do you solve this example? We already know how to solve compound inequalities. The only difference here is we have x plus 2 in the middle. On the left side I have -1, and on my right side I have +5. So our job is to get x by itself. So what I will do is I will subtract 2 from the middle, I will subtract 2 from the right side, and I will subtract 2 from the left side. Okay? Now let's start with the middle. 2 and -2 will cancel each other, and that's my goal. So I have x in the middle, less than. Please remember, we do not reverse the symbol, the inequality symbol, unless we divide or multiply by a negative number. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, and if you look at the left side, -1 minus 2, or -1 plus -2, is equal to -3. So my final answer is, my solution is set of all real numbers between 3 and -3. Before we go and graph the solution on number line, let's quickly review a little bit. Sometimes I have solid circles, filled in circles, and sometimes my circles are open. Solid circles are for less than or equal, greater or equal, whether the open circle is for this symbol or this symbol. Okay, that's very important because many students forget about this. So how do I graph x is between -3 and +3? Okay, so -3, I will have open circle, +3, open circle, and all the numbers in between will satisfy the given inequality. Okay? If you want to test this, okay, let's say you want to test 0. If you substitute 0 for x, 0 plus 2 is equal to 2, and 2 is less than 5, but is also greater than -1. So the second example, okay, if you look at the question, you see or. So this will be or. Okay, so I have two inequalities, and I will solve both of them, and I'm going to graph the solution set on a number line. So let's start with the left one. 3y minus 2 is less than -6. So obviously add 2 to both sides. So you get 3y is less than -4. Divide by 3, y would be less than negative 4/3. Okay, so negative 4/3 would be 1 1/3 or negative 1.3333 forever. Okay? Now let's solve the second one. 2y plus 4 is greater or equal to 6. Subtract 4 from both sides. You get 2y is greater than or equal to 2. I don't have space here, so I'll try to squeeze my work. Okay? If you divide by 2, y is greater or equal to 1. Okay, so whatever I circled, I'm going to now graph on our number line. First one is y is less than negative 4/3. Negative 4/3 would be somewhere here. Imagine you divide the space into 3 equal parts, and I'm shading to the left because it's less than. By the way, this should be open circle. Okay, and my solution set is all real numbers less than negative 4/3. Okay, we also know that y could be greater or equal to positive 1. So now, since it's greater or equal, it will be solid circle, filled in circle, okay, and I will shade everything to my right. So in other words, the solution set is all real numbers in the shaded area, okay, or you could also say all real numbers except what's not shaded. So I hope this video helped you a little bit. In class, we'll go over more examples, but please take good notes and answer the questions so you can come to class prepared and ready to ask more questions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.